guys know that we buy our ribeyes all the time on sale. And I thought, what an incredible way to do a ribeye sandwich. We do ribeyes all the time, right? So we're going to season it very similarly, but we're going to make an incredible, what would you call it? Spread?
Probably a spread.
Spread to go on like a huge toasted piece of like a bread. I'm telling you what right now, this is like a steakhouse style steak sandwich. This is like up there. You guys ready?
Yes, I'm starved.
Let's go. First things first, quick list of ingredients. We're putting everything on the Blackstone today. I get comments all the time. Why are you not using your air fryer as much as what you thought? Is it something wrong with it? Do you not like it? The answer to that is completely no. We actually use it, but we typically don't do French fries or chicken nuggets or something like that. So there's very few times that we come up with recipes that would need an air fryer. That's why I just don't use it as often. Believe it or not, we try to eat healthy. So when we take something like what we're making today, we would never make like a French fry side just because it's so carb heavy to begin with. All right, with that being said, let's get going. Fries we're gonna put in the air fryer. That's on. Caramelized onions, we're about to get started on that. I'm cheating because I bought some roasted garlic from the salad bar. I was supposed to roast my garlic today and I forgot all about it, but that is not gonna stop me from making a roasted garlic, goat cheese, spread. It's almost like the idea of making like a blue cheese dressing. We're going to substitute the blue cheese for goat cheese. That's my wife's favorite.
Yes.
Some sliced tomatoes, some arugula on top. And I got this big old bad boy. I was going to get a French baguette, but the French baguette seemed like it was hard. So we're going to stick with this one right here. All right. Bone-in ribeye steak. I'm going to season it up, put it on the flat top. But first, let's get these onions going. I'm gonna shave them thin. Just add a little avocado oil and about 2 tablespoons of butter. Cook these bad boys as much as you like. We like them overcooked and charred. It just gives it so much more of a depth of flavor. If we're talking about seasoning the steak, really simply, salt and pepper. Hit it with just a touch of garlic powder. You guys know I use it all the time. And we're going to use that Cavender's right on top of it. Very neutral flavor. It's not going to overpower it. Same thing with the other side. For the people that don't have one and they're curious about it, you have an on and off button. The air fryer does take actual power. And then you just use your same ignition button here for down here. So this is the warming drawer. And we got 2 air fryers. So for the whole bag of fries, I'm gonna split it up into 2. And right here, I don't know if she can get this. It kind of goes you a temperature gauge, right? So medium is 375 to 425, and that's what we've got it on. I don't talk about this often when I cook. Typically, it comes really naturally. But the ebb and flow of what gets cooked at what time, this is one of those things. I'm gonna cook the steak now so we give it plenty of time to rest. It's not I'm not looking for like a warm steak or a hot steak like right off the griddle to eat like you would when you're just having steak. I want the juices to reintroduce itself and to calm down a little bit. So we're going to cook the steak now and let it rest. Very important when you're doing a steak sandwich. Just a touch of oil. I've waited just a little bit more. I've added more butter. Now I'm going to come back in and salt and fresh cracked pepper. All right, I got the roasted garlic. I really didn't know how much it was going to take, so I'm just going to smash it and make it like a paste. You're just trying to eyeball how much mayonnaise it would take to cover the amount of bread you have. We've got our mayonnaise, our smashed garlic, salt and pepper. Come back in with a double dashes
A couple
of that
dishes.
double dashes of that W sauce. We both like goat cheese. Obviously, you would use the cheese you like. So a good knob of that, just for thin it out just a hair, just like you would in blue cheese dressing. Wow, that's good. Good call. She's the actual one that came up with it. It's pretty good.
If you've never had goat cheese on your steak, you've got to try it. That's the only way that I eat mine.
That's true. All right, take it off. Obviously, you're gonna cook the steak as much as you like. We like it more on the medium rare side to rare side, so that's what we're doing. That's gonna give us plenty of time. Keep cooking these onions. Bring it back over here and pick up some of that seasoning. And let them go. All right, as you can see here, I've kind of lined everything out. Come back and hit the tomato, a little salt and pepper. All right, so for the sandwich, it's the same way. I'm kind of just looking at the length of the board. See that cornmeal crust? All right, I'm gonna go all the way through with it. I'm not worried about keeping it a V shape. Hollow just a little bit out. All right, so now we got our bread cut. I'm just gonna flatten it out a little bit. This flat top's off. I just want the heat to come through a little bit. You guys can see how much darker our onions have gotten. I'm just letting the onions just sit on the flat top. There's no heat on here. Just keeping warm. While this is warming up, let's go cut our steak. Now the thing about making a steak sandwich, you don't want your slices too thick. Remember, I've tried to mention it before. Imagine eating something. You know, you don't want the pieces to just be too big where you bite into it. You're like pulling half the steak out, right? So we're just going to go super thin. I want to say super thin, but thin enough.
That last
You know how to,
Give me that. Give me that.
Do you know how good this ribeye is? Like I was telling you how good it cuts. I was going to show you. Watch.
Give it.
First things first.
The spread.
Nope, spread's gonna go on top. Because I don't want the hot onions and beef to warm up the dressing. Right, caramelized onions. See how I cut that steak? See the idea behind this sandwich? Not a lot of hangover, not a lot of waste. You're almost getting like the best bang for the buck. That makes sense?
Not really.
Well, you know, if you had a smaller or wider piece of meat, then your meat wouldn't go like edge to edge, right? Who wants 75% bread and no meat in your bite? So this works out perfectly when I was looking at the bread section where I thought the steak, once cut, would fit edge to edge. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Just all that, look at all that juice. Keep it right back in there. All right. All right. Here we go. Nice seasoned tomatoes. Just pull the fries out. You got some, hopefully hear how crispy it is without burning my mouth. Well,
Sounds crispy.
plus we got the crispy version. Works fine. No problems with it. Oh. You know what the crazy thing is about this sandwich? Not only does it look incredible, you know it's going to taste good, honestly. I mean, you can just tell by the ingredients in it. This sandwich, this whole sandwich, will cost less than $10 to build from the ground up for me and my wife. Now, what lunch can you go to and split a sandwich like this for $5? Notice how I cut mine a little bit bigger? Look at that garlic.
You need a napkin.
I'm saving it for later. I'm gonna do the whole ending just like this. This is why we don't have French fries.
Who needs it?
Who wants to put it down? All right, guys, there you go. The wife just took a bite off camera because we thought there's no way she could take one during the filming.
Fantastic.
It's just simple, good ingredients. This is another way. We do steaks all the time. $6.97 a pound. It was a pound steak with the French fries, with the bread, with everything broken down into its purest form. This is probably right at $11 for 2 people. That's why I say always try to find your stuff on sale, and that's how you stretch a steak. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share it with your friends. Find us at the Griddle Group on Facebook. Make something like this, tag us, post it on there. Everybody's going to rave about it. Trust me. Peace.